This video is about how to increase your VA disability rating. So I can't tell you how many times we get calls from vets that can't work and they need help because their ratings are too low. Sure enough, we review the claims file that we get from the VA that's got all of the veterans' evidence related to their compensation claims and all their past exams, and they're service connected for those conditions, all right. But the VA is playing games with low ratings, and now the vet's about to lose their home. If you think I sound a little angry, you'd be right. My name's Zach Evans. I work with Woods & Woods Attorneys in Evansville, Indiana, and I represent veterans of the armed forces in VA disability claims. So we have some other videos that cover the legal specifics of appeals and procedure. This video is more about how you, the veteran, can help your attorney or your representative establish evidence or build up your claim to win an increased rating fight. So I cut my teeth as a trial attorney in the criminal justice system before going to work for veterans. And a mantra from my evidence professor, a former Army JAG, has always stuck with me. And that's from my time in law school and then working as a trial attorney in the criminal justice system. That mantra is, tell your story. You have to stick to your guns. It's really easy to get caught up in everything that's wrong with the VA's adjudicative process, unfair C&P exams, inexcusable appeal backlogs that result in veterans waiting for years and years for what they've earned from our federal government, and unjust denials. The best way forward, your path to victory, is to lay out evidence that is affirmatively in your favor. You must present evidence that supports a higher rating. There are several ways that you can do this. First, what is your account? What is your story about your condition? Whether it's a mental health condition, whether it's a spinal disorder, you have some arthritis, onset of fibromyalgia, how has this affected you? When did it start? How did it manifest? Tell us what's happened to you. Oftentimes when we review, as advocates, when we review your C-file, we have all these missing pieces about how this has actually affected you. So if we're going to win an increased rating fight, we need to start with your perspective because this is ultimately about you. Secondly, what do your family and loved ones and close friends know about the severity of your condition? Oftentimes those closest to us can provide a perspective on a disability or a problem that we may be dealing with that even we ourselves don't see. So if you spend a lot of time around a spouse, your parents, maybe some grown children, they might see some things that maybe you miss, or maybe you are unconsciously sort of pushing beneath the surface, not dealing with it. So ask these people what their perspective is on your condition. It can be extremely helpful. Third, can anyone from past or current jobs give some insight into the way this has affected you while you're earning a living after the military? And the same could be said for buddies that you were with, that you served with as comrades while you were in the service. This is especially true if you received any sort of accommodations. These accommodation statements can help your attorney advance what is known as a sheltered work environment argument. So we're looking for how these conditions have affected you while you were working in the free market. Fourth, what do your primary care providers say about this condition? This can be extremely helpful. So if you have a private doctor that is outside the confines of the VA system and they have been treating you for a period of, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years, however long, oftentimes their perspective on how things have progressed clinically and from a scientific standpoint can be afforded a lot of weight whenever we go to argue that evidence in front of the VA. So make sure you find out if your doctor is on board with maybe speaking with your attorney or providing a statement on your behalf so that we can kind of guide what the best way forward is on your claim. So all of these, this is all evidence. This is all powerful evidence. Developing this kind of evidence and providing it to your advocate is something that can put you in the driver's seat to tell your story to the VA. So make sure that you provide this to your attorney if you have one. Your attorney is your hired gun. They're trained for just this kind of fight, and this type of evidence is the ammunition that they need. If they haven't already asked you for evidence of these 4 categories, your story, family and loved ones, past and current jobs, and primary care providers, rustle it up anyway and give it to them. Now, it's important to note here, communicate with the VA through your attorney. So if you have a lawyer, make sure that you're not submitting things in contravention of your relationship with your attorney. This is really important because a lot of strategic planning goes into winning these cases, and you can unwittingly harm your case if you submit evidence outside of this strategic timeline that your advocate has set out to win your case for you. If you have any questions about how to build these 4 categories of evidence to win your increased rating fight, give us a call at Woods & Woods. We'd be glad to help you out.